Hi guys, big info just dropped today. The skill wheel has been announced, as it's now known as the Wheel of Destiny. So here I am going to walk you through what has been announced and how the wheel is going to look like. Before we dive into it, there was also some other information announced today about damage mitigation and shielding. I might cover this in a separate video, but this video is only going to be a review of the Wheel of Destiny. So let's get right into it. First of all, looking at the general info that was provided, you will gain 1 point per level from level 50 plus, which means that at level 1000 you will have 950 points to use, for example. There will be no cost or limit to reassigning points, with the only condition that you will only be able to do it in the temple. So you won't be able to do it mid-hunt, for example, but based on what you're planning to do, you go to temple, you reset your tree, your wheel, however you like. Another thing that was mentioned by Mirada in the comments as well is that there is a minimum of 4,000 points total to assign on the wheel. She didn't say that that is the absolute maximum, but she mentioned that as a minimum. So at a very minimum, you will need a level 4,050 to complete the wheel. So nobody will be completing it anytime soon. Moving on. The wheel is split into two parts, let's say. So first of all, each wheel for each location is split into 4 domains, and what they mean by a domain is this, like this quadrant. And within each quadrant, they have what they call slices. So for example, this is a slice, this is a slice, and this is a slice. So there's 9 of those per domain, which means there are a total of 4 times 9 slices, which is 36 different slices. So moving on, within those domains and slices, we will have 3 types of different perks or passives. Like in other games, they're called passives, and they are dedication perks, which are small effects. So this might be something like +3 health. And just at this point, Tipsoft has not announced any of the bonuses yet. They haven't announced any dedication perks or any of the bigger perks that we will talk about in a moment. So this is total guessing. It's just to illustrate how the mechanics of the wheel will work. And once the actual data is presented and shared, I will at that point create a different video suggesting some example wheels, for example. But at this point, I'm just sharing the mechanics. So there are these dedication perks, and those will be the actual points that you use. The other perks that we have are automatically added once you spend a certain amount of dedication perks. So for example, if you are level 1050, so you have 1,000 points, you will be able to select 1,000 dedication perks, and those are basically split in each slice. So you might have 10 dedication perks to spend in that slice, 30 dedication perks in that slice, 50 dedication perks in that slice, etc., etc. We don't have exact numbers how many dedication perks per each slice. So it's impossible to say, but one thing that was mentioned is that to get to this last slice, this one right here, or this one for example, you will need to spend 575 dedication perks within that domain. So just to illustrate, you will need to spend 575 points within this section to be able to access this last section right here. Okay, so moving on to next type of perks, known as the conviction perks. So what this will be is slightly larger effects, medium to large effects. For example, spell augmentation. What that means, I don't know. But for example, this might be something that increases the duration of challenge by 2 seconds, maybe. Something that increases the number of monsters affected by your ranged challenge. Stuff like that, basically not just numerical bonuses, but something quite big, something more significant. And those conviction perks will be unlocked automatically once you fill out any one slice with the maximum number of dedication perks. So let's illustrate. Let's pick this one. So this conviction perk will be this pink thing in the middle, like that you can see here, and you will automatically unlock this conviction perk once you spend the maximum number of dedication perks in that slice. So for example, this slice right here might be 100 points top maximum. So if you spend 100 dedication perks in this slice, which using our example here of plus 3 health, would mean that we have plus 300 health from spending 100 points. And at that point, we unlock the additional conviction perk for that slice, which might be something else, like for example, plus 5% maximum health, something bigger, for example, right? So these conviction perks will be 1 per slice, meaning there is a grand total of 36 conviction perks to be unlocked, 1 per each slice on the tree, once you max out the dedication perks for a particular slice. I know it sounds a little bit confusing, but I think it's pretty straightforward. Moving on, we have the revelation perks, which are the big super bonuses that you will be able to get. And those are actually these 4 things right here, right at the edges of each tree. And similarly to the conviction perks, these will be unlocked automatically, so you do not need to spend any points on them, and they will be unlocked at 250, 500, and 1,000 points spent per domain. So for example, if you spend 250 points on this section right here, you will get number 1 revelation perk for that particular domain. Once you spend 500 points, you will automatically get the second point. And once you spend 1,000 points in this particular domain, you will get the 3 out of 3 revelation perk. So for a total of, to get all 4 revelation perks at 3 out of 3 stars, or 3 out of 3 levels, you will need to spend 4,000 points total. So no one in the game at the moment can get all the revelation perks at the maximum level. However, it does mean that you only need to be level 300 to get the first level of a revelation perk. So if you're level 300, you spend all of your 250 points in a single domain, you will get the first level of a revelation perk. And we have no idea what they are yet. Tipsoft mentioned that they would be some new spells. So we just have to wait and see what they are, but definitely something meaningful. Alternative example, if you're level 550, you will be able to either get a level 2 revelation perk in a single domain, or you will be able to spend 250 points in one domain, 250 points in another domain to get a level 1 revelation perk in 2 different domains. So that's the information that I have for you at this point. I don't have any of the numerical values just yet for any of the perks, so it's impossible to see. We can try to deduce a little bit from the tree itself. So for example, you can see that these 4 internal ones look like they might be elemental protections. You might have some earth protection in this one, energy protection in this one, ice protection in this one, fire protection in this one, for example. Looks like you have some challenge buffs here. Looks like you have some ground shaker buffs here. Looks like you have some Utito buffs here. Impossible to say at this point, right? We have to wait for the numbers, and I'm really looking forward to getting the numbers out, and I will definitely be sharing a video about the numbers once we have some, when the test server starts. So moving on, just a little bit more information that I have for you. Looking into the comments from Mirade, some extra information is, number 1, there is no presets for Wheel of Destiny yet. That will be released in the winter update, which is a real shame, because this means you will have to be every time basically redoing your whole wheel. However, it is likely to be implemented in the future. Second point is convenient way of filling up slices. So basically, if you have 1,000 points, you're not going to have to click 1,000 times. As long as you have the points available, you will be able to just fill out the whole slice completely. This means that the presets not being there on day 1 might not be as big of a deal. You might just quickly, scroll through and basically add all of your points within a few seconds. And the third point that Mirada shared is that no party spells are included in the wheel. It's not a big surprise. They're not really used very much at all, so no buffs to those spells, unfortunately. That's all I have for you. As soon as more information is released, I will be certain to make some new videos. So hope you enjoyed this and hope you find it useful. And if you do, please make sure to like and subscribe to stay tuned for more. So thanks, and see you in the next video.